Well, I'd like to welcome back Gary, one of TJC's producers, who's got another one of his fabulous Telly deals. What have you got for us today, Gary?
Well, Caroline, the same people that made the CPR CallBlocker mobile phone.
Yes.
This is the product which got them started. This was originally designed for elderly people and the vulnerable, and basically there's so many phone scams out there.
Oh, aren't there just? We all have them umpteen times a week.
So there's phone scams, you've got your nuisance calls,
Yeah.
you know, you've got sales calls, all these things, and then if you've got somebody who's got their landline phone and they're likely to take a call, give card details over the phone, or just even agree to visits or
just get flustered and in a pickle.
Absolutely. Well, do you know what? Since the CPR CallBlocker has been on the market, the number of accidents going through A&E with elderly people has reduced because people aren't going to their phones as much because the calls are being blocked. So there's multiple levels to it. You know, personally, I've actually got one of these in my home. This was how I actually stumbled across the CPR CallBlocker people. I've got one of these. I've got a landline
phone.
I've got a landline phone, and basically I've got one of those television deals where you get your landline included.
Oh yes, yeah.
And we very rarely use it. There's only a few people who've really got the phone number, but we do get a lot of spam or sales calls.
And even if you register not to have those calls, because I've done that, but I still get just as many, if not more.
Well, funny you should say that. The call register where you can sign up to not receive any more calls, that is just basically a list, a call number list. So if you're an unscrupulous company, you could actually purchase that list, and you know that that's actually people that don't want to be bothered, so they're less likely to have had other phone calls. So
that's why it's not worked for me. So how does this item work? Is it complicated to set up?
Not at all. This could not be simpler. In fact, there's one of the key features that I really loved about this is this arrives in the box and you get a cable with it. What you do is you disconnect your landline from the phone and you install that cable into
So the one that comes out your wall?
The one that comes from the wall to your phone, you take it out of your phone and you install it into line 2, just in this port here. And then the cable which comes with it, you install it into tail 2, and this one plugs into your landline phone.
So basically, this is in the middle from your out point in the wall to your phone. This sits in the middle, breaking the contact.
Right. This is the soldier that blocks the way to all of those nuisance phone calls.
Fabulous.
The second that this is plugged in, you won't receive a single phone call of any description to your landline.
Right, so what do you have to do to make sure you can get normal phone calls in?
To get normal phone calls, there's a very simple process which is explained in the user guide.
Right.
But for the lifetime of the product, there is a free phone number, which you'll find on the box. And also, in case you lose the box, it's actually printed on the bottom of the unit. So that is not only a customer care helpline, which is completely free for the entire lifetime of the product.
It's an 0800 number.
It's an 0800 number, completely free to use, and it won't cost you any, there's no subscription involved. Once you've bought this, it's been delivered to your home for free.
Yeah.
You pay no more money. There's no subscription included. If you dial from the phone that this is connected to that free phone number, and you say, I've got a list of phone numbers I'd like to be added to my unit, they will do it for you.
And those are the numbers you want to come through, not the blacklisted ones?
Those are the numbers. No, this is a whitelist call protector.
So how many numbers can you give them?
You can have up to 100 numbers on here. Have you got 100 people that phone your landline?
No, definitely not. I don't even know my landline number. I use it so infrequently.
There you go. There is only one slight technical problem with this. And I say problem, it's not your problem, it's somebody else's problem. This needs to have the caller ID on it.
So if they've got their number withheld, then they have to unblock that. But you can unblock that each time anyway.
Well, you can do that, or if, for example, you have your dental practice or your doctor's surgery, and when they phone you from a withheld number and they can't speak to you, all you do is you say, I've got a new phone number, and you give them the number, but you precede it with 1470, and the Protect Plus will allow that call through.
But the great thing about this is it's not just you telling us it's good and me telling everybody it's good. This has been endorsed, which is a really crucial thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's not just every product in the world which is endorsed by the police and also trading standards. These products have gone under rigorous testing.
Sure, yes.
And they've had, the manufacturers have had to jump through significant hoops in order to be able to use this legitimate logo on their products. This means that the police are happy to put their logo on it,
yes,
but also for their own use.
Ah, okay. So they would use it themselves.
They would purchase these,
yeah,
and they would use them for their own uses, for maybe people with nuisance callers or vulnerable adults.
Potentially they could supply those,
yeah,
yes, they would endorse them.
Not everybody would be able to have that service, and so that's why it's fantastic that these are on the market and that everybody can benefit from one of these themselves. And for the knockdown price of $39.99, including free delivery directly from the manufacturers themselves.
Can I ask as well, if maybe one of your relatives moves and you go abroad, is it only usable in the UK?
No, not at all. The reason that there is 2 ports on either side of the device is that this will be supported by any landline phone in the world.
Oh really? So it really is transferable. You could even send this out to relatives abroad as a package.
Not only can you send this out, because it is very small, it would be very easy to send. On the box here they also show the areas where there is free product support.
Oh, it's so quite a lot of places, isn't it?
UK, mainland Europe, Australia, America, Canada, Brazil.
And Brazil, yeah.
Okay, so these are all places where not only can you purchase this and it's usable in your home, but there's also the confidence that you know that you've got support if you need it. I tell you who
all this is also really good for, because we are people that work on shifts. For shift workers, the amount of times I've pulled my landline out the wall because I don't want to be woken up because I've done an overnight shift, or I'm getting up at 3:30 in the morning to go to work. And I have to say, that means that nobody can ring me then unless I keep my mobile on. But with this, for shift workers, this is perfect for nurses, doctors, anybody doing odd hours like we do, Gary. Perfect.
Absolutely. There's nothing worse than a phone call ringing when it's not needed. And you're just trying to get a little bit of precious sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you've got young children or you don't sleep well at night.
Yep.
If you've had difficulty sleeping and then you finally get off to sleep and then your phone rings and it's some window salesman and they wake you up and you think, oh, it's going to take me ages to get back to sleep. That would never have happened with one of these connected. The great thing is these are so easy to use. That you could also install this in if you've got a vulnerable adult in the family, or if you've got an elderly person on their own. I know my nan's 93. I've been there when she's received nuisance phone calls.
I don't know how to handle them.
Well, she gets very flustered by it. She says to me, "Can you speak to this person?" I say, I don't think she wants those. Thank you very much. And
it doesn't mean they won't ring back though.
It doesn't mean they won't ring back. If you install this, you could potentially hide it. Well, not hide it maliciously, but you could have it discreetly placed in their home.
Yes.
They get all the protection they need. They can speak to their family, and any of the sort of doctor surgeries or any of those sort of things, they don't need to know it's necessarily in the building.
So how do we get hold of it then, Gary?
All you need to do is head over to my website. It's very easy to do. You go over to www.telly.deals. That's not .com or .co.uk, .deals. If you prefer to shop on the phone, if you dial through to the 0800 number, leave a voicemail, one of the customer care team from TJC will actually call you back and they will place the order for you.
And actually, for the ease of setting this up within a matter of hours or maybe a day or two of receiving it, all those nuisance calls will be banned and you won't have any of those issues, which is going to give so many people peace of mind. Well, once again, thank you for bringing such a fabulous product that's going to help so many of us to TJC, and do get on that website now as quickly as you can.